If you're a mom or know a mom, you're sure to enjoy our guest today. She's been with us before on Everyday Woman. She's an author, teacher, and mother of 7. Yes, I said 7. She's here to encourage and inspire us and talk about one of her passions, homeschooling. Please welcome Rachael Carman. Hi, Rachael.
Hi. Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
Yes. Nice to see you.
It's nice to be back.
So when did you start homeschooling with your first child, or was it a decision that you came into slowly, or how did that?
I got into it kicking and screaming, actually. I didn't want to homeschool.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You didn't?
It's really a great story. In fact, we had neighbors when we were first married. We lived in Akron, Ohio, and we had neighbors there. God's so good. His providence is so good. You know, the scripture says he goes before and comes behind.
Oh,
and this is a story of him going before, because we had neighbors there, and my husband went next door to meet them, and they were homeschooling. And I was just like,
What's that?
why would you want to do that? Because I was pregnant with Charles, our first, and my whole thing was, I can hardly wait till he can get on the little yellow school bus and go somewhere and I can get my life back. I mean, I was really pumped about that. And I was like, Lisa, don't you get this? The school bus like stops in front of your house. I mean, what are you thinking? And she really felt like the Lord wanted them to keep their family together to disciple these children. So that's when I first heard about it. Well, God is so good, because it wasn't just Lisa that was homeschooling. It was Carolyn and Kathy and Courtney, and they all lived on the same street. I mean, how providential is that? And still, they were my dearest friends when I lived there, and I made fun of them to their face. I mean, I was not even subtle about it. I said, that's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. I mean, that's not what I was going to do. And then we moved to Charlotte, and we had the 2 boys, and I was, as soon as I could get Charles in somewhere, we bought the house and the district. I'm sure people have had that experience. You know, you shop, and we did not have a positive first few days. The first day, he was put on no bus. He had a tag that said bus 809, and he was not put on any bus. And the second day, he was put on the wrong bus. Now, every mother can imagine that's just your worst nightmare. And talk about impulsive. Charles is in the dictionary under impulsive. So the fact that he did not get off that school bus, just impulsively thinking, well, I must have to get off, I still believe that there were angels sitting on his lap. So we pulled him out, which I was grateful for. We pulled him out, and my husband, he was like, what are we going to do? And I said, well, we're going to look at all the private schools in town. We're going to find a place to put him, because it's not here. And so my husband and I raced around town trying to find all these different schools, you know, all these waiting lists. And, you know, Second Mortgage was looking like my best friend, and this was going to be doable. And we came home, and my husband said, what about homeschooling? And he says my head spun on my shoulders. And I looked at him and I said, let me get this straight. You get to go to work all day, and I get stuck home with the kiddos. Is that it? I mean, and that tone, isn't that a lovely, submissive, kind? And he said, it just occurs to me that I think we've been praying for his teacher all summer, and I think we've been praying for you. And so that's how it started.
Do all your children, are they happy that they're homeschooled? Is there ever, have you had one that doesn't? My mom homeschooled us for a little bit, and my brother would climb a tree and get on the roof.
And I had to go up there and get him.
That would be a responsible thing to do. No, we haven't had that issue in our homeschool. It's all they've ever known. We do laugh sometimes. You know, they'll still be in bed and the school bus is passing, and I'll go in to wake them up, and I'll say, you have missed the school bus again. Would you get out of bed? And sometimes we've stood on the porch and waved at the school bus. A couple of weeks ago, we were doing a science project. There was a beautiful garden spider at the beginning, at the entrance of our development, and we were all out looking at the garden spider when the school bus came home. We all waved at the school bus, you know, bringing the kids home. So it hasn't been an issue at our home.
That's wonderful.
They've had positive friends that are happy to be homeschooled, and so I think that that's probably contributed a lot to it.